the video, the audio. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 812. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Thank you very much for downloading and subscribing to the show. Please visit the main website at miketechshow.com or mikenation.net. You can go to. You can email me questions and suggestions for show topics at miketechshow@gmail.com. Please visit the YouTube page at youtube.com/MichaelSmithMTS and click subscribe. This show is brought to you by Instant House Call, robust remote support for IT pros and MSPs, providing you unattended and on-demand remote access. Try it free by clicking on the link on my website at mikenation.net. Use the promo code MikeTechShow. That's a lot of things to remember, for your free 15-day trial. Remember, if you go to miketechshow.com, it just redirects you to mikenation.net. And that's where everything that you would ever need, links to the show notes, links to everything, links to sponsors, links to affiliates, the video link, the audio link. Just remember, miketechshow.com. This show is also brought to you by MagnusBox, the best online backup service for your clients. They now have Office 365 backup, where you can back up SharePoint, OneDrive, your Exchange 365. Check out a free trial and experience the same features as paying partners. Go over to magnusbox.com. They're HIPAA compliant. And for listeners of this podcast, mention that you heard it on the Mike Tech Show, and you'll receive free white labeling for your company and get 50% off the platform fee for the first 3 months. Now, as many of you can detect in my voice, I'm losing my voice because I am battling COVID-19. I tested positive 8 days ago, and I tested positive again today. The symptoms started out with severe sneezing and coughing. I called my doctor in Pennsylvania. He prescribed things to treat the symptoms, and they really started helping. Monday of this week, I was doing fantastic. I thought, man, this is behind me. And Tuesday, I got worse. Yesterday and today's Thursday, it was terrible. I barely can get out of bed. I am weaker. I am coughing just so much. My throat hurts. I'm drinking tea with honey, and I'm not a tea person, but let me tell you, it does help. I have stuff for the throat, spray for the nose, pills to help the coughing. I'm doing everything that I possibly can, but it's just plenty of fluids, vitamins, rest. I'm not going to the hospital for the monoclonal antibody treatment, only because I still can breathe. If I start to have trouble breathing and I start wheezing and I have any respiratory issues, I will get my butt over to an ER. But right now, they're not treating anybody that is just with the symptoms that I have. So it has to be worse even though I feel terrible, it's got to be worse for me to go to a hospital. So I'm just hanging in there, and I slept all day today, and I got up, got a shower, and started drinking some tea and some more water, got all my meds, and I'm here to knock out a show. And I also, because I missed last week, I wanted to give everybody an update on what's happening. But not just that, I'm going to talk about the impact on my business. Last week, my son tested positive. He was down here for the football game with a friend, and it appears that they had COVID. And then I got it, and we went to the football game. Everything, that was horrible. The Eagles got crushed, but we had a good time. And then they went back on Tuesday Tuesday night, I would say that's when the chills started for me. And it also started with my son. He woke up really sick Wednesday. He was way worse than me, but he's all better now. As a matter of fact, he also not only was he worse to start out, but he's doing fantastic and tested negative yesterday. So tomorrow we have appointments that he's going to go to and start it back, because those 3 days last week that he was laid up in bed, they were the busiest days that I had him scheduled for on-site work. And I am so thankful. My clients were very understanding, and nothing was an emergency, and we were able to push until Michael was better and tested negative. And now he is booked solid tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So I'm going to man the phones and keep working remote. As a matter of fact, I have to do a new account tonight for a client, and then a new account over the weekend for another client. So they're starting to hire, and they're finally getting some people back into their offices, which is really good news. So it's a challenge battling COVID with your business when there's only two of us to handle everything, and we're, and when we're both sick. That was brutal. I dragged myself to do some remote work that was an emergency only last week. And then my son went to the office Monday and, was still sick, but started getting better. And he started feeling better. Tuesday, he was like back to normal. Yesterday, he was perfect. So now we're getting caught up. So that's my COVID update. And for the rest of the show, I want to talk about Fingerprint ID for PCs and what I've implemented here. I want to talk about some iPhone hacks and tips. I have a software tech support I want to talk about. And then for those of you interested in Syncro or using Syncro, they finally got a Mac agent that works, but it's a pain to install. So let's start. A little update. Carrie Holzman sent me, I received it last week, the two 16 gig sticks for memory. And he tested them after Corsair replaced them. He got them to me. I put them in. Little help with my oldest son, who was able to help me as I got down on the floor, and I was able to I went after the problem the last time with changing out the RAM. I put my system underneath in a position that all I had to do was remove the power plug. And if I got underneath the desk, I could slide the system a little. There was enough play in the cables, and I could take off one side with the thumb screws, pop the RAM in, put it back, and then I had my son help me up safely, turned it on. Perfect. I now have 64 gigs of RAM running in this system. All right. So I fell in love with the Touch ID for my MacBook Pro 14-inch. I love that. Every time I'm going to go to RoboForm and it wants the master password, I can just touch the Fingerprint ID and it's perfect. Anytime you have to enter the password, where Apple constantly, for security reasons, you're always being asked. I love the Touch ID on the Mac. So I have a link if you want to understand more about that. That will be in the show notes. So because I like that so much, I was, what's available for the PC? I've never really done anything for the PC like that. And I guess what what I figured is, let me see and investigate, buy something, install it, and then see what's happening. So I'm going to talk about a couple of the popular ones right now. And the link's in the show notes, which is the best PC fingerprint scanners for 2022. So after doing a lot of research, I took a look at this, and the best overall is the Icon Mini. But that's really for a laptop. And it's small and convenient, and it's not that expensive, and it's highly rated. I strongly recommend that if you have a laptop. Now, I have my desktop here, and I wanted something that is durable, sturdy, has a long cable that it can reach my desktop. So I got the number 2, which is the Verify P5100. It is not cheap. I think I paid $139, and this I will have the Amazon link for, because that's what I'm using. I've now been using it for a couple weeks. It is easy to install. The instructions are clear. You can just download the PDF. You have to set up Windows Hello. Once you do go through the setup of Windows Hello, I went to RoboForm and added the fingerprint, and it's perfect. Every time I need to enter my master password, I click on that. Now, I haven't extended this to other applications yet that need a password, but that's what I'm going to start to work on. But this is very sturdy. It's excellent, and I strongly recommend it. But the con is that it is expensive. So if you take a look at that's the only con. The pros, RoboForm Password Manager. It's super compact. It's very reliable. Connected by a cable, and it's a premium build. You can tell this is very high quality. But the con, it is pricey. So just beware of that. Here's another one, the BioEco ID. I'm thinking the one that you can use for, here's the Kensington Verimark, where you can use it with a laptop, and maybe if your PC is on the desk or close by, mine's buried underneath my desk. So that's why I needed a long cable. I even bought an extension cable just in case the cable wasn't going to be long enough, but the cable is perfect. I'm right-handed. So for this, the one that I'm showing on the screen, the Verify 5100 P5100, I was worried because I have to come all the way across my desk to have it up above my mouse pad on the right side, because I'm right-handed and I'm using my index finger. So I just wanted to take a look if you need this, or more importantly, what if a client wants this to lock down his system? I love the reviews. Like right now, this Kensington Verimark is one of the best portable, and it's not expensive. It's reliable. It's super compact. That is really a nice option if you're a laptop person only. Or here's another one, DD Sky Scanner. Take a look at all these reviews. They give the pros, the cons. It's a nice list. And let's see what, let me know if you purchase one and you do a review, or if you get the Verify that I have and you like it, let me know. This is the link to the Touch ID on the Mac that I'm going to provide. Now, there is a clever trick on your iPhone to try to what is the true signal strength. And I'm a T-Mobile user, so this hack actually works. You type in *3001# 12345 pound star, and you get, when you dial that number, you get a menu that will actually take you to revealing like a back door, the real signal strength of your system, of your cell phone. And you can actually, after reading this article, you'll be able to find the best strength by walking around while you see the signal strength change. That's why I wanted to let everybody know about this little hack, a little tip. So because of that, I was like, let's review and go over, and I'll just link this here because my voice is really hurting right now. I'm not going to go over each one. I was going to, but you can go through this link. It's the 15 best iPhone hacks and tips for 2022 to charge your battery faster. Closing apps doesn't save battery life. That's interesting to learn. Here's that tip to find the strongest nearby cellular signal. Then make a light blink as a notification. That's kind of cool. Take photos with the volume button. I actually knew about that. Let Siri help you take photos. I don't use Siri. I probably should use it more. So there are 15. There's a hidden dark mode. You can review this. This is a nice, some tips that you may not know about for your iPhone. Now, if someone who's a expert Android user, you want to share the Android tips and tricks that you like, send me a link and send me an email, and I'll give equal time to Android. So I don't want to just monopolize everything with Apple. But now I got to talk about the 15.2.1. 15.2, the iOS 15.2, caused a major bug when I should have talked about that, and I didn't. So I made sure that I did not apply 15.2. I waited until 15.2.1 came out, and that's what I have a link to right now, that they fixed some really serious problems that occurred in 15.2. So my advice, when Apple comes out with a whole new number, like when they come out with 15.3, I am not going to jump on that. I'm going to wait to 15.3.1 and then jump on it. That's my recommendation. The next link, and this is if you are a Syncro person or thinking about Syncro for your PSA, RMM. We use Syncro to manage our business, for managing all of the clients that we monitor and do updates for. They finally got a Mac agent where we can do remote control unattended. And that's probably the only shortcoming out of Instant House Call is you can't do unattended on the Mac. So we really needed this for our Mac clients. But it's a real pain to get installed. The Mac and Apple put you through so many things that you have to do in order to make sure that this agent works. If you're doing this remotely, this is difficult to walk a beginner through, where you gotta enable full disk access. You gotta enable screen recording. Then after you're done, you gotta go in to a whole bunch of options, and you gotta make sure that the Syncro MSP and the splash screen from Syncro all have access to screen recording, to you can look at this article and you will see everything that you got to do. After you install the agent, you hit the options key and then the little Syncro icon at the top, and that will reveal more permissions that you got to add. So is there a way, and I see some scripts here, and I'm going to be following the forums, if there is a simple way to deploy a script that will take care of all these permissions, that would be excellent. And we really need that, because what good is it if I can't walk my client through? Now, certainly we can do this if we're on site and be able to have remote access and be able to quickly knock this out and do it, in a few steps. My son and I, will be able to do that. So not a problem. So that is tonight's show. Wanted to make it short and sweet because of my voice cracking and having trouble. And it was a major effort to get ready and try to do the show tonight. And I'm going to rest a little bit, and then I'm going to post this up probably later tonight. You'll see it post up unless I have the energy now to do it. So I want to thank everybody for listening and staying subscribed. And of course, please remember to, if you are buying anything from Amazon, please use my Amazon link in the show notes. It's a short link that you can keep. Your price stays the same. Bookmark this for any time you go to any time that you go to Amazon, use this link. It really helps support the show. I really, really, really appreciate it. And that would, I can't ask for any more. Also, Instant House Call, please make sure support Instant House Call and Magnus Box for all of your online backup needs. And that's it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully by next week I won't have COVID anymore, and I hopefully this weekend turn the corner and start to feel better. But COVID sucks. But I will say one thing: thank God I'm vaccinated and boosted, because I can't even imagine how bad this would have been had I not had that. And so that's what I want you to think about. Yes, it's not serious for everybody, and I'm not through this yet, and it's getting worse. So hopefully, we'll peak, and then we'll start to get better. Oh, Photo Ray just reminded me. Please join Discord. Photo Ray went to all that great effort, and I do pop in there and say hello and respond. So in the show notes, Discord, we have a link where you sign up. It's so easy and it's free, but you need to introduce yourself. So you should now see that on Twitch, where Photo Ray did the graphics. So we can make sure you introduce yourself, and then after you introduce yourself, you'll be elevated to tier 1, and you can join and contribute and post in all the forums. We want this to be, we got over 80 members right now, and we want this to be a great Mike Tech Show forums. So that would be awesome. So thank you so much for staying subscribed, supporting the show. I really appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. And hope to see you next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye, everybody. All right. Let's